Okay, first unto all praises, glory, and others, Yahweh, Shemal Shai, Bashim Kakadash. Get the ones who pass out and teach you, get no son from the shoot, and say, show one to the hopeful elect of Israel. And this is just going to be centered on, I guess you could say a glimpse into the kingdom. It's going to be titled something like that. And, you have brothers that put up videos and pictures, and a lot of that is based off of what we got in the scriptures, because you have also Esau that'll have various different types of depictions and whatnot. Like there's something called the hanging gardens of Babylon, and that was said to be one of the most beautiful sights in the world. Now, like obviously it was in a heathen nation, but you do have beautiful extravagant sites that heathens erected. Apart from the fact that they may have dedicated certain shit to their gods, like the site itself, it's a beautiful site. But I'm gonna go into a little bit of King Solomon's reign, because that's really where a lot of this is gonna be featured. And there's a scripture that talks about how the things that we have now, such as the law, are a shadow of things to come. Like the law of how we're performing and whatnot, be able to perform it perfectly in the kingdom. King Solomon, which was the best 40 years that Israel had. That was a shadow of what's going to be in the kingdom. And I think it was Paul that got a glimpse into the kingdom, and he said that something along the lines of he couldn't explain. It was so vast and grand that he couldn't explain what he saw. But let me see here. But I'm gonna go into I guess I'll start this because this is what happens when we obey Yahweh Shemal Shai. We get that 40 years. First Kings 3:3 is Solomon loved the Lord Yahweh. And I might make a part 2 of this because it might be kind of lengthy. I might skip around a little bit too. And the statutes of David his father, only he sacrificed and burnt incense in high places. And the king, verse 6, and Solomon said, Thou hast showed unto thy servant David my father great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth and in righteousness and in uprightness of heart with thee, thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne as it is this day. And now, O Lord, my power, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, but I am a little child, I know not how to go in or go out or come in. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted in multitude. Give therefore thy servant understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this so great a people? And this is proof that there's another scripture that talks about how wisdom bringeth one to a kingdom. You take Esau, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Esau is proof that, you got a dumbass sitting on the throne, because once again, he has a bunch of knowledge, about different things. He's explored different things, all these mathematical equations, but he's still, it's like I said, knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Esau's still a dumbass because he's driving his kingdom into the ground. There's something that's called, one of the bros brought out, is a Berkey filter. It's a water filter, and I think it's one of the best. I've seen it in like different purple channels and whatnot, but it's one of the best filters that you can get, and it's made of all silver. And silver, gold, you can actually consume. Obviously, you can't take a bite out of a fucking silver coin, but there's things such as colloidal silver, colloidal gold, and copper. Those type, in the ancient days, you had drinking cups and eating utensils made out of those types of metals. Why? Because it's healthy to consume, particles or fragments from those type of metals. Because when you're drinking shit out of silver, the particles in the silver, it's fucking healthy. But Esau wants to get rid of it. Once again, that's replace it with what? With all these other bullshit filters, because that's made of all silver. But there's proof that having a dumbass on the throne is gonna drive it into the fucking ground. And with Solomon, he asked for wisdom from Yahweh Shemal Shai, and he got that 40 years. And the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked his thing. Yahweh said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, has not asked for thyself long life, neither has asked riches for thyself. And that's another thing. You like asking for, like, there's no, like, once again, it says how when wisdom bringeth one to a kingdom. With wisdom, you're going to get all of that anyway. Nor ask for the life of thine enemies, but ask for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there is none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall there arise any like unto thee. And I have also given thee which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. And the hopeful elect are asking for what? For wisdom. And what's that going to result in? An eternal kingdom, of perfection. Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream, and he came to Jerusalem. Verse 14, if thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. But I just wanted to get that. Then I'm gonna go to 2 Chronicles 8:8. But of their children who were left after them in the land whom the children of Israel consumed not, them did the Solomon make to pay tribute unto this day. And essentially, going to King Solomon reign, he had all the other heathen nations under him as slaves. And once again, that's something that's going to happen in the kingdom. We are going to have slaves. That's not a bad thing. The so-called white man has slaves, and he's doing just fine. But of the children of Israel did Solomon make no servants for his work, but they were men of war, and chief of his captains, and captains of his chariots and horsemen. Just going to jump around here, going to different aspects of this kingdom when Solomon was on the throne. But once again, it's a shadow of things to come. And it seems fucking bleak now because, but going to the first little passage that I went through, obeying Yahweh Shemal Shai gets you everything. Wisdom, fame, because Jake want to be famous, right? Jake like, fame and want to be famous. In the kingdom, we're going to have fame. And when the queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon, she came to prove Solomon with hard questions at Jerusalem in a very great company. And, also wisdom, and camels that bear spices, gold in abundance, and precious stones. When she was come to Solomon, she communed with him of all that was in her heart. Solomon told her all her questions. There was nothing hid from Solomon which she told her not. And women, because Jake liked women. When the queen of Sheba had seen the wisdom of Solomon in the house that he had built, and the meat of his table, and sitting of his servants, and the attendants of his ministers, and their apparel, his cupbearers also in their apparel, and his ascent by which he went up into the house of the Lord, there was no more spirit in her. She was faint because of the greatness. And she said to the king, it was a true report which I heard in mine own land of thine acts and of thy wisdom. Howbeit I believed not their words until I came, and mine eyes had seen it, and behold, the one half of the greatness of thy wisdom was not told me, for thou exceedest the fame that I heard. And that's that's pretty self-explanatory. Let me see here. Verse 9, she gave the king 120, and there's a scripture talking about the force of the Gentiles shall be brought unto thee. Their wealth, they're going to pay tribute. And she gave the king 120 talents of gold and of spices, great abundance, precious stones. Neither is there any such spices the queen of Sheba gave Solomon. The servants also of Hiram, the servants of Solomon, which brought gold from Ophir, brought algum trees and precious stones. And you had Solomon that traveled over to what's called the Americas. That's that's where Ophir. That's what Ophir is. It says gold from Ophir. They traveled over here. And the king made of and like once again, you want depictions. You can go into like for example, well shit, Esau got pictures of kingdom under Solomon. Obviously, you're gonna have Edomites in it, but as far as like the structures and whatnot, if you want to if you want to like a picture, tons of pictures. Let's see here. Like I said, I'm gonna jump around. Just going into different aspects. Moreover, verse 17, the king made a great throne of ivory and overlaid it with pure gold. And ivory is pretty much elephant tusks. That's that's ivory. And once again, all these things were made out of if I'm not mistaken, that's fucking rare. And like these are all precious, different precious metals, and materials and whatnot. And something that's gonna be in the kingdom is you're not gonna have, synthetic shit like you have these bullshit car seats. You're gonna have pure, genuine article, things made out of, high quality material. Verse 20. And all the drinking vessels of King Solomon were of gold, and all the vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon were of pure gold. None were of silver. It was not anything accounted for in the day of the Solomon. Once again, going to how you like in the kingdom of the greatest, you didn't have like bullshit materials. Like once again going in gold, these various precious metals. It's not only was it a signature of wealth and prestige, but it was also healthy to consume, various different, consume food and drinks from these types of metals. Verse 22, and King Solomon passed all the kings of the earth in riches and wisdom. And all the kings of the earth sought the presence of Solomon to hear his wisdom that Yahweh had put in his heart. And he brought every man his present. And once again, a continuing theme that happened is how you had these kings, other kings, brought gifts. That's something that was a common thing for for a king or a leader to bring a gift to another king or a leader. Vessels of silver and vessels of gold and raiment, harness and spices, horses and mules at a rate year by year. Because he had the heathen nation in captivity pretty much. And like I said, I'm not going to run through everything, but just he had a lot of shit. Not just a lot of shit, but a lot of high quality shit. The highest fucking quality, and even and Esau, so-called white, not even fucking Esau, but the niggas like Rothschilds, those families, they're living, they're living. I don't want to say they're living like this, but they have the best that money can buy. There's you look up the most expensive bottles of water. Let me look that shit up real quick. Top 10 most expensive exotic waters in the world. Marco de Cristallo. $70,000 per 750 milliliters. 60,000. And that's likely not even in a bottle. That looks like a fucking glass. But and this is just water. You got bottles of water for like what, $3 fucking dollars? And the average American would think that's a lot. But you have the leaders of this world are drinking $60,000 bottles of fucking water. And that's the best type of water that you can get, and that's just water. You know, you're going to wine, $100,000 bottles of wine. You know, and the leaders of this world are drinking the very best. You know, eating the very best. You know, but that was just an example. Just going to how, once again, in the kingdom, we're going to be given the very best. When you had with King Solomon here, he had the very best. You know. But what's going to happen in the kingdom is going to exceed this. I think there's a scripture that says that as well. Slaki, if I'm mistaken about that. Uh, the scripture going how the Lord is gonna beautify and build our people back up. Talk about how wood he's gonna bring. No, what from shit. Let me see. Isaiah 16 and 17 for brass, I'll bring gold. For iron, I'll bring silver. For wood, brass, and stones, iron. I'll also make the officers peace, not exact righteous. He's going to upgrade us to to the max level cap. But I'm gonna go into some pictures of that. You got brothers that have better pictures, but you get the idea. I don't want to make this too long. There's gonna be actually, you go, like, in my personal opinion, when you go into these different types of like animations, whatnot, there's a lot more color, like various different art depictions. It does a better job, in my opinion, of depicting these type of things. But you see lush, vegetation. Let me see something really quick. Like, this is Japanese animation, but like, in my opinion, with certain things, like artist depictions are just a lot better, you know, driving home the point. But hopefully you get the point. Like I said, the whole point of the video is going into how like pretty much things that we see. Like, I'm saying, shadow to come, and King Solomon was an example of to give us an idea of what we're going to get in the kingdom. Because, like I said, there's a scripture that talked, and I think it was Paul or one of, I'm pretty sure it was Paul that said how when he took glimpses to the kingdom, he literally couldn't explain what he saw. That's how great it was. But hope is that found. Say all praises, glory, knowledge, Yahweh, Shema Shai, Bashem Kakadash, the bonds of apostle, and teacher, great mills of my land, Shalom to hopeful, electric Israel, instruction, Babylon, great.